Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the studio. We have finally done it. We finally have a solid setup. It's beautiful. The lighting, the colors, oh, chef's kiss. But before we talk about that, let me introduce you guys properly. Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. This week, I'm going to give you guys a little studio tour, me being scared to move because I don't want to get like off center or anything. Basically, we have the same stuff. Like, I didn't buy any backdrop or anything, at least not yet. I'm considering it. I just got lighting and a microphone and an angle, and it's beautiful. Honestly, I love it. Like, looking at this compared to looking at like last week's, night and day, right? Everybody's like, not really. I think so. Okay, I think it's night and day. It took a long time to set all of this up. Let me tell you guys about it. Okay, last week, what if I'm not recording right now? Wait, y'all, let me confirm I'm recording. Can you imagine? I just talked to myself for like 45 minutes. Okay, now we good. I'm recording. Okay. So the setup we have right now, it's gorgeous. Okay. Like, I'm obsessed with it. Quite literally. Me checking the mic levels right now. I have to use my phone because my camera is so far away. Okay. Yeah, the setup we have right now is gorgeous. It really is. I mean, wow, the microphone's quality, the camera's quality, the lights. Oh. Anyway, let me tell you guys how this went down, okay? So I ordered everything about a week and a half ago, okay? Everything came in a few days, but I was out in a training while all of these supplies were coming, okay? And so this is such a better angle than whenever I had my crotch in everybody's face in that first video. When I played that back, I was like, you know, like that dog meme where the dog is like that was me. But ooh, it says we're overexposed. Chat, why does it say we're overexposed? See, this is what I mean when I'm saying I am obsessive about it. I think I might need to lower the light a teeny bit. Guys, should I lower the light or should I just keep yapping? Let me lower the light, guys. We're still learning. Bear with me. Scared to move. Hold on, guys. Okay. How do we look now, guys? How do we look? Let me make sure I'm recentered. Me making this all of your guys' problem. Anyway, so a week and a half ago, okay. Sit up straight. Hold up. A week and a half ago, I ordered all of the supplies for all of this stuff, okay? And it came really fast. But the problem was I was in a training in a different city. And so I was so panicked. I remember I even actually ordered the desk while I was in the different city. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I absolutely did do that. But I was like super nervous because I was like, it's just sitting out in the front and I had it delivered to someone else's place, but they just had it sitting in the front for hours. And all I could think about was like, if somebody steals this, I can't afford it. Like, I can't afford it to be stolen. I mean, I already, as it is, am pushing it. Like I'm being more financially risky than ever buying this stuff. And it's an investment, but still. Anyway, so it sat there for hours and I was freaking out and I was like, you guys, like, is a porch pirate just gonna snatch it? Because the thing is, the person I ordered it to, they have like a camera. So like, yeah, we could catch who did it. But like, it wouldn't mean that like same day I'm gonna get it back. You know what I mean? Like, I was so worried about it. I remember my microphone and its arm came on the same day. This is the arm part, by the way. And I was like, hey, I gave it a few hours and then I texted the person. I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Turned out they had to work that day. I totally blanked on that. All I could think about was my package. And all I could think about too was, I mean, like I had like work, because the thing is I had to attend this training throughout the entire thing if I wanted like to get the most out of it. And so I couldn't really drive down until like the earliest I could be there was probably like 8 p.m. And then I'd be back like 11 or something. It was so far away. And so I was like, please, 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 please. I thought the person was just sleeping. I forgot they were working. And they started working later too than usual. So like, that's a problem. But anyway, so is it saying I'm underexposed now? So then they were saying, or they didn't really respond. Apparently they didn't even get my text really, which I guess makes sense. But they ended up bringing it in, thank God. But the like package fear that I had, you guys, was insane. But anyway, let me tell you all about all this. Let me tell you about the ordering process first, okay? Because it was an insane one. Okay, so here's the thing: is I'm not used to ordering like cinematography stuff, like videography stuff. The most I know is like Sam's Club sells camera bundles, Sony sells camera stuff, Canon sells camera stuff, all of this stuff. But like some of the stuff that I wanted, it was better priced. Like for example, okay, which we're gonna get into. You guys probably won't know what an XLR cable is because I didn't either. I still don't. I'm by no means an expert on what it is, but I get the gist of it now. And so, okay, so I find it in various places, okay? But the only place I can really find it for a reasonable price was a place called Sweetwater. And I was like, well, oh, that sounds sketchy. Doesn't that sound sketchy to y'all? Sweetwater. And so I was like, that doesn't say anything about, that's not like photographers.com. It's not like photosupplyshop.com. It's Sweetwater. What does that have to do with videography, chat? And so I was like, I guess I'll give it a shot. I guess we'll listen in on it. And so I was like, not we'll listen in on it. I guess I'll give it a shot and we'll see how it goes. And so I was like, okay. I ordered the XLR cable from it. So expensive, by the way. Because the thing is, now is not the time to call me. The thing is, you need a lot of things. Something I definitely learned with professional level, at least videography, is they never assume. Sony is who I bought my camera from. When you buy a professional grade camera, and a lot of people do this too. This is actually quite normal, even with not professional grade cameras, I think, but at least I know for sure with professional grade ones, you buy the body. They don't give you an SD card. They don't give you a lens. They don't give you anything that you need. And then the thing is, you can buy like the body or the body with an XLR handle. And if you buy the XLR handle, you're missing even more stuff. And so, okay, let's put this into frame. In order to use the camera that I bought, and most cameras, almost all of them, if not all of them, you need the body, which is just like the frame. You can think of it like it's the thing that the lens attaches to, the SD card goes in, you plug things into, etc. So you need the body, and then you need a lens, and then you need an SD card. That's like the bare minimum, okay? So when you buy the body, you're still missing, you can't take photos with the body. I've never even tried. I don't know what would happen. I never use a body. I never take off the lens cover until I have a lens to like immediately put it on, because I don't want dust getting in. I don't want water getting in or something. So I don't even know what would happen, but I know you wouldn't get like a photo. I do not know what you would get. But if you try to take a photo without the lens, it's not going to be like what you're seeing now. It needs a lens. And so you get the body and then you attach the lens. Fantastic. You can now look at things as if you're going to take a photo. You can take a fake photo, but nothing's going to save. Like it will not save. And then you get the body, the lens, and then the SD card. Okay. Once you have all of that, you can officially take photos, take videos, take whatever you want. And so at that point, you're good. But if you bought the XLR handle, that's a different game. So the XLR handle is kind of like a literal handle with some cinematography stuff on top, where you can basically adjust like mic 1, mic 2, mic 3. You can plug in XLR cables into it to decide which one's mic 1 and mic 2. You can decide which channels it's hearing. All of this to say, basically, it's a way of managing professional audio. Okay. Without it, you can't like use the XLR handle, and you can't really get professional grade. You can only get like my last mic, which, I mean, there is good mics that you can use with just USB-C cables, but XLR is specifically designed for like high level quality, like high quality like audio and stuff, is my understanding of it. And so when you have the XLR handle, that's fantastic. In theory, you can technically record really good audio, but it doesn't come with an XLR cable, and you need an XLR cable. Again, it's like buying the camera without having a battery. Although I will say, my camera also did not come with a battery, which is crazy. Oh no, wait, it did. It didn't come with a battery charger, but thankfully I can charge it with a USB-C cable. So that's just what I've been doing, because one thing is I don't need to spend more money right now. But it's basically like having the XLR handle without an XLR cable. I think the best way to put it is it's like buying a camera without a battery. Like in theory you can use it, but not until you have the battery. Same thing. In theory you can use the XLR handle, but without the cable it does nothing. It literally does nothing. It's just a piece of plastic with some fancy like plastic doors. I don't think they're even glass, but maybe, I don't know. Regardless. So then you have the XLR handle and the XLR cable. Okay. Me just making this a podcast about my setup. So then you have to buy a microphone that accepts XLR. I don't know how common that is. I had all of my stuff planned out to a T, like perfectly. And so I don't know how common an XLR cable compatible microphone is. I would guess not very common. I would guess only for professional grade stuff. But again, I'm no expert. I'm new to all of this. And so you need at least a microphone. The optional thing I will say is the arm. You could technically just like hold the microphone in theory, but then you're sitting like this. I don't even want to touch the mic. Like this, basically, just grabbing your microphone for like however long you would record for. And if it moves around, I mean, the microphones can be super sensitive, and it hears like whoosh, 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 like the wind noise, and you accidentally like spit into it or something, or you accidentally drop it. Oh my goodness, that would be horrifying. So just stuff like that. And so basically I was telling Chatgpt about that yesterday. I was like, why do you not it doesn't come with anything that you need? And Chatgpt was like, well, that's because basically they assume that you know what you're doing. And I was like, yeah, I get it. I do get it. Because at the end of the day, it's cheaper to buy just the body than it is for them to include a lens but charge you a few $100s more. And then you get a lens that you never use and you don't want. And so like same with the SD card and a charger for the camera and stuff. Like, I get it. I do. I'd rather save the money. But also, dang, it was so expensive for just a body. And then if you don't know what you're doing, it's so messy. Imagine like a world without internet, okay? And you buy a camera body, you buy like a professional camera body, and you think it comes with everything, but it doesn't. Like you have no idea, like it's your first camera. You have no idea what it needs. You're not going to be like, oh, I need some glass. First of all, I didn't even know the term glass until a week ago or something. You're not going to be like, glass is just a lens. You're not going to be like, oh, I need a lens. Let me go buy a lens. I mean, yes, you could deduct that. Okay, that could make sense. But also, again, if you're brand new, like, okay, but sure, okay. And then you're gonna be like, why, like, my camera's broken, it won't let me take photos. And then, like, so say you buy a Sony, you tell Sony, I want a refund, and then they're just like, well, do you have an SD card? And you're like, girl, what is an SD card? And then you buy an SD card and you find out you can't unlock certain settings in your camera because your SD card was just like a plain generic like SDXC card or whatever. And so then you're like, oh, it's broken, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, that's because you bought a cheap SD card. And then you're like, okay. And so then you buy a microphone, okay? And you buy a microphone and it has this weird like thingy. Like, why is that there? Is it like meant to like be a stand? Do you just like stick it on something and that's how it records? And then you might genuinely record with the microphone your entire life without ever actually using it because you didn't know it needed an XLR cable, and you didn't know you needed an XLR handle to deal with an XLR cable, and you didn't know where to buy an XLR cable even if you did somehow put two and two together. It is like so confusing for like no reason. Anyway, so I went shopping. I bought all of the stuff, thank God, except the tripod. At first, that was so funny. I was like, are we sure we have everything? And then Gemini was like, yes. You've got everything you need. And then I was like, Gemini sometimes just like sabotages me because I was like, we didn't even buy a tripod. Like, why did I even ask Gemini? It wasn't even like, oh, you didn't mention a tripod. Like, I do need a tripod. I do need something for this to stand on, especially when a cable's involved, because there's a cable just dangling off the top, off of the XLR handle. That was insane. But anyway, what was I? Where was I going? I was going somewhere very specific with it. Yes, okay. So I did the training in the different city. Then I came back, a few hour drive. I got home. Thankfully, all of my packages were okay. They were there. And I start setting it all up, okay? I'm putting together legs, lights, soft boxes. Like, it's insane, okay? It's insane work. Finding the perfect angle, the perfect everything. I would literally work every day, 8 hours a day. I'd come home. I would spend like literally every minute until I got home. Until I went to sleep. From the moment I got home, setting up stuff and finding new angles and making things compatible. Literally, because I put it all together in 6 days, I believe. And I built everything. I will say, shout out to my father. He helped me significantly with building this desk that you guys can't see. And this chair. This is a really nice desk, by the way. It can like go all the way up to like 54 inches. So what is that? 12, 24, 36, 48, almost 5 feet. And all the way down to like 24 inches. And it's so smooth with it. I would show you guys, but it would literally mess up everything. So that's what we're not going to do. Anyway, it's just it's a beautiful thing. I think you can also recline in this chair. Yeah, I don't know. Allegedly, this is the reclining look. Like, that doesn't feel like reclining. It just feels like tilting the seat back. But I will say the wheels don't come off of the ground, so I guess that's good for safety. Anyway, and so I in my mind I'm doing all this checklist, like, is the mic pointed towards the corner of my first studio recording, kind of nervous. And so I the funny thing was, while I'm at the training, okay, they have us introduce ourselves and say something about ourselves. And I was like, yeah, my name is Logan. And then they were like, wait, say it again. And I was like, or they were like, say your name again. And I was like, Logan. And then they were like, has anyone ever told you have like a radio voice, like a good radio voice? And I was like, thank you. And they were like, do you do like radio or anything? And I was like, I'm not about to like expose myself to this entire like group of like corporate people. And so I was like, no. And then I was like, literally, it's so funny because I have like a microphone and all of this stuff on the way while we're doing the training. And I'm like, no, I'm not about to expose myself to this entire group. And then afterwards, a guy told me, he was like, you should really get into the radio, blah, 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 a different guy. And I was like, that seems like I don't know if that's like a message from God or not, but that's a blessing. That was a nice compliment, even though they have no idea that it was like a compliment, or at least a good one for me. I was like, y'all don't even know. But anyway, so I set out the training. Actually, the training was great because the hotel provided 3 drinks a night, which was like, hotels do that still me like back in my day, but you became legal like a year and a half ago for drinking alcohol. Anyway, and so yeah, it was insane. It was wow. I feel so blessed just to be able to have this set up and those compliments to go to that training. But yeah, I got 3 drinks a night. I drank them every night, like trust. Like, I'm getting those free drinks, okay? At first, I found the drinks were bad. Like, they had, like, a Cuba Libre. They had something. I forgot what they called it, but it was literally just rum and Coke with lime, which is, like, just, like, a rum and Coke. And they had, like, a super syrupy, like, sugary drink. And I was like, these are all, like, hangover coated. I don't want them. The wine that they used was a cheap wine. It was, like... I forgot the brand, but it was a hangover coated for sure. And I could tell once I tasted it, I was like, oh. Yeah, it was not until the second night where I was like, oh, I'll just have like a vodka cranberry. Because I realized they have mixers on the list and liquors on the list. And they had cranberry juice or cranberry mix, whatever. And they had vodka. And so I was like, can't I just get a vodka cranberry then? And I was kind of half expecting the bartender to be like, we don't have that. And I was going to be like, who's going to tell her? But no, they knew how to make a vodka cranberry, which was good. Then I also got a gin and tonic. Like, that's my thing. I think I just don't like sugary drinks. I mean, I don't want to be hungover. I don't want it to taste too good and me drink it too fast either. And so I've always been that way. I always avoided white wine because of that. It's just like, if it's too easy to drink, you're going to overdrink. But like, I want it to last. I always preferred red wines because of that reason. Like, you do not want to just like chug red wine. If you're having red wine, it's because you're like savoring it, and it's just like, yeah. And so anyway, I hate how straight my mic is. Whenever it's like bent, I'm like obsessed with it. But like, it's just like straight right now. I mean, it's a little bent, I guess, but it's at the perfect angle. So we're going to keep it that way. Anyway, so I had my 3 drinks every night. We stayed an extra night. I wasn't going to actually stay the extra night, but then I had the 3 drinks and I was like, well, okay, now I don't... Me laughing out the side of my mouth so I don't blow in the mic. I was like, well, I mean, I've had 3 drinks at this point. Like, I'm not gonna go on a road trip, that's for sure. So, guess I'll stay here. And so I did. Plus, honestly, the trips just sounded rough. Like, I mean, I'm just not a night person. And so anyway, I had a good time. I came home. I literally just built everything. Again, I went to work 8 hours, came home, built, adjusted, perfected, slept, built, adjusted, perfected, slept, built, adjusted, perfected, slept, also cleaning all in the midst of it. And then finally, it was only like about 2 days ago. So that was as of Sunday. Right now it is Saturday. So yeah, 6 days. It wasn't until like 2 days ago that I finally had everything down. And so I did like the final touches. I like marked where everything is sitting right now. So if it ever gets moved or something, I can reset it up. Ooh, I didn't mark the distance of the, oh yeah, I guess I kind of did. Anyway, and so then yesterday I wasn't able to record because I had prior commitments, and I was also just so nervous, but also like I just really didn't have time through the day. And then today I was like, yep, we're doing it, we're gonna get it done, because yeah, I'm nervous about it, but I also have to get it done. And also I decided I'm gonna clean my entire house today. Me trying to just not do anything for a weekend, like the way that that's just like so difficult for me, unless I'm like burnt out, then it's easy. But like I have the drive, I have the energy, maybe the antidepressants are working, I don't know. Oh, I'm back on my antidepressants. But like a low dose. Anyway, I don't think I've said that so far, but yeah. Anyway, and so yeah, I was like, why not? Because it's already getting late in the day. It's already 12 o'clock, which is unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. But I spent about 20 minutes before this, just setting up everything, making sure everything was perfect, adjusting minor like angles and where I'm sitting and stuff like that. And yeah, it's fantastic. I actually didn't expect, I'm not gonna lie, I always kind of was like filming at night or darker time is better for sure, and I would still agree, but I honestly just wanted to get this over with because I was so nervous. I don't want to put it off until tomorrow. I want to be able to like edit it and have everything ready. Also at this point we're in real time, just so you know. Last week I didn't record. Thankfully I didn't have time to record because of the training and all of that stuff. I was literally working like Tuesday through like Sunday basically. And so yeah, it was a lot. And so last week I didn't film because on my normal filming days I was like either doing work like training somewhere far away from my stuff to record with, or I was driving back from it and then building stuff and all this stuff. So thankfully I filmed in advance, but now we are in real time again. Again, might change that, might not. I don't know. I just always need a buffer because I always have weeks like last week or where I'm just like so depressed or burnt out where I'm just like I can't, like I cannot physically do it. So yeah, here we are. But yeah, we're in real time now. We have a lovely setup. I'm just so proud of. I look at it every day before I go to work or leave the house, and I'm just like, this is mine. It's so unreal, you guys, that this is all mine. It's such a blessing. I did not think, thank God, thank you Jesus, because I did not think we would get here. I never imagined I would have a professional studio setup. And I have a friend, I just love like God's timing. I don't know if this was God or what. I just always trust God. But I had a friend that texted me. They didn't even text me. It was so like kismet. It was so like kismet. I was just at work and I saw my friend mentioned me in a comment, and I was like, okay, like 2016 core, like 2018, like mentioning people in comments instead of just sending it something to somebody. And they responded to something I said like 9 weeks ago, and I was like, so we all just agree 2026 is a rerun of 2016 is what I said. And then they were like, we should do like a glittery photo shoot, and I was like, no, stop, because I just got a new camera. And so we already have plans. I'm already excited. I want to make like a short film type thing, something with her of like reviving 2016. And just looking fantastic and amazing, and I now have the setup for it. What a blessing. And then we're gonna go get drinks after it. We're probably gonna pregame here. The hard part about that though, which I think either way we're gonna just have to Uber there and back, because unless I can get like a DD, which I can't think of anybody who would want to do that, and I don't want to make people forcibly like pick us up and drop us off like we're children. And so we're probably just gonna have to Uber there and back, even if we don't pregame, because how would we drive back? It's much better to Uber there and then Uber back than to drive there, Uber back, and have to come back for the car, and like that doesn't make any sense. And so yeah, but I'm excited for it. I hope we actually do it. They said they're only available like Monday through Thursday though, and I was like, that's so tough because like if I'm drinking, I do not want to like do it like on a weekday just in case, just to be safe, you know. I'd rather do it like, but I can work with Thursday because I work later on Fridays, and I never go too wild, but still. Anyway, I'm so excited to be able to use the setup, and it's just such a blessing, and it's just like in my living room. Isn't that insane? It's literally taken up half of the living room space, by the way. But everything is like strategically angled, and oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, you guys. It's such a blessing. I can't believe it's mine. But anyway, here we are. This is us. You guys let me know if you can hear the difference in the mic quality and the camera quality and stuff. I can, at least in the camera quality, I can see it personally, but the mic, I don't know. I have to, once I'm done editing it and stuff, we'll have to see. I'm gonna have to set new presets. That part stresses me out a little bit, but we'll get it done. At least I get tomorrow off as well. I get a long weekend because I do. It doesn't matter why, but I get a long weekend. And even though I kind of have to work during it because I have to deal with contractors and a doctor's appointment, it's still fine. I'm excited for my doctor's appointment though because it's for the optometrist. That's why I started wearing my Gucci glasses. Yeah, they're Gucci. Just because they look so nice. I love these glasses. They're so like high profile to me. They're so nice. Not just because they're Gucci. They just look beautiful. And a high quality and expensive, and oh, I love it. But anyway, and so I'm excited because I hope they still have that sale. Every time I go, they seem to have like a buy one get one lenses free or frames free, or contacts, or no, actually they don't have a contact sale. The contacts is just because my insurance, but anyway, it's fantastic. So yeah, I'm excited because I'm gonna get contacts. I love my colored contacts. If you don't know that about me, I love wearing colored contacts, and just I can make myself look so good. And like there's nothing wrong with my eyes, but I still like getting like dressed up, kind of like makeup, you know what I mean? Like just because a girl wears makeup doesn't mean she hates how she looks. Now it can mean that, but it doesn't mean that necessarily, like inherently. Just because a girl's wearing makeup doesn't mean she hates herself. But like same concept. I can't get over, I'm sorry. So there's 2 sound bars that I can't stop watching because I learned about something called clipping, and if it gets too far up the soundbar, it'll start clipping. I would demonstrate clipping to you guys, but then I'd like ruin the entire audio of all of it. So like, no, I think I forgot to delete all of the other videos before this. Oh well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just don't need the other ones were just test clips of me being like, oh, it needs to go more this way, or it needs to go more that way, or me being like 1 2 3 good morning beautiful, like me just testing stuff out. But yeah, it's insane. I keep paying attention because I'm worried I don't want to start clipping. I feel like I'm whispering right now, but I'm not. I'm talking at a perfectly reasonable volume. I'm just used to talking louder. I would demonstrate how much louder I'm used to talking, but it's gonna clip if I do that. I guess I can point away from the mic and demonstrate it, but there's no, you guys know how loud I'm used to talking. I mean, just listen to the like podcast before this one, like literally. But then this is a very healthy level to talk at. Like, I think this is naturally how I used to talk at as a kid, but then everyone would tell me to speak up and that they couldn't hear me, and so I started getting loud. Have I ever told you guys about, I think I have, but like how as a kid I remember I used to have like a really deep voice. Like I probably talked like this like all of the time, blah blah blah. Like I had a really deep voice. And then people told me my voice was like so deep and blah blah blah, like, and that it was like I was unapproachable because of it. So I started hiring my voice. Now everybody just says I'm gay, but like c'est la vie. I started to like own it, and people just think that about me. It's kind of a cool quirk, honestly. It takes a while to accept that though, that's for sure. It took me like 10 years or more, and I'm just now starting to accept it, you know what I mean? That people think that about me. But regardless, yeah, we have this whole studio. Like I would give y'all a tour, but you can't see any of it, and that's kind of the point. Like that's like the point, is you're not supposed to know what's behind the scenes. You're just supposed to see the output of it, the outcome of it. And so we won't ruin the magic. A magician never reveals his secrets, even though he wants to. I can't stop thinking about that person calling me. It probably wasn't for anything significant, but like, I always feel bad just like ignoring a call. But now is not the time, unless you guys want to hear the phone call. I guess like we could, but I'm not comfortable enough with the audio settings for that. Like, this is the first time of me using this mic, you guys, which I'm so excited. This is such a beautiful mic. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see what brand it is? The hard part about this little screen, I mean, obviously it's little, like, I could probably attach it to like a monitor. I bet you that's a thing, but I'm not going to do that because be so for real right now. That's such a luxury. Kind of like buying a second SD card. That SD card's really expensive. I do not need a second one yet. I was looking at storage, you guys, because I need a lot of storage because right now, oh, by the way, right now I'm filming in SI mode. What do you guys think? How's the quality? It's not, you can't, it's hard to compare apples to apples. But if you have like an eye for like photography or videography, let me know. But it's hard to compare apples to apples because I didn't have all this lighting and setup and angle and all of that before. But here we are. Anyway, yeah, I'm really excited. This is like a new era for us and I'm so excited. And I'm so grateful it could be during 2016 part 2. 2016 part 2 has been such a blessing for me. And I thank God for that. It's just like, it's just such a blessing. But, I can't believe this is my life right now. Like, it's not just work. It's not just me being depressed. It's like I get to relive like my childhood and get like a second try at it instead of having to be insecure all the time, having to be around my family, having to be judged. It's such a blessing. And like, I'm not like my family should die. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. Like, absolutely not okay. But just in the sense of like, I need a healthy distance from my family. And I think everybody does. Everybody's distance is just farther than others. But like, I get to have that. It's just such a blessing of a year, being able to like invest in myself and work on myself in a chef's kiss, not having judgment, not having external input and opinions. Although yesterday I was at a rugby game and I wore jeans and a long sleeve shirt, like a kind of thick one. And I was like sweating immediately because I was like, oh no, I touched the mic. I'm so sorry guys, I touched the mic. And I saw the mic. You guys are like, it's not a big deal. It is to me. It's a big deal to me. No, me, because I can't actually scream. I actually don't scream, even if I could scream, even if a microphone wasn't like in my face right now. But anyway, so I was at the rugby game in jeans and long sleeves and I was sweating literally the whole rugby game. I had a piece of paper. I was just like fanning myself off like violently like throughout the entire game. And it kept me going. It was, yeah, but it was definitely laborious to keep up with it. But like after a while it stopped being uncomfortable. I don't know if it's because I was taking breaks by default or what, but anyway, it made me realize, because I was like, a few months ago it was cold and I just I thought it was still winter. It made me realize, dang, I really don't go out much, huh? But it's because there's no reason to go out. I'm trying to save money. I don't have anything outdoors to do. The only thing I could do is that I'm used to doing, at least, is like going in like the mall and watching a movie or eating out or something. And it's all indoors too. That's the thing. And I spend most of my day working, so it's like insane. But anyway, yeah. It made me think about that for sure because I spend most of my days indoors. And today I'm doing a full house clean. I was selling Chatgpt, which should be an embarrassing sentence, but I've just kind of gotten used to it. I use it appropriately though. I only tell audiences that can handle hearing that. I would probably not tell my 60-year-old grandfather being like, I saw Chatgpt, or I was telling Chatgpt, because he'd be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But like in some context, I still say it because I talk to Chatgpt a lot, guys. Like, and anyway, so I was like, my house is pretty clean. I just have to like mop the floors and like the bathrooms because I like sanitized them. Last week I sanitized the bathrooms because they hadn't been cleaned since I moved in, which was months ago, because I was too scared of them because they were so dirty. One of them was usable at least, but the other one was bad. And it was so bad I never went into it, to the point where all of the water in the bowl was just completely evaporated within like like months ago because I never used it. So I just need to like disinfect the floors, and then I'd go from there. So besides that though, actually there's not really anything else to do. So I was like, I should clean the walls. I don't think anybody's ever cleaned the walls here. Like maybe, well, like not that I know of. And like it might look vibrant and stuff. Speaking of walls, how do I point towards it? Am I pointing towards it, chat? Stuff like that. I'm thinking about like just chipping off a piece of paint, taking it to a paint store and repainting, because I don't like that. I also thought about just completely repainting this wall, but then I was like, not really my choice. So then I thought about like stick-on wallpaper, and then I was like, we're still deciding. I have not made a decision about it. And you guys, nobody talks about how scary it is, because what if you're not recording? What if we filmed a whole podcast episode? I'm perfectly seated, the microphone is perfectly like set up. By the way, I'm so loud, we have to give custom settings for the mic, but we'll get to that in a sec. But like, what if you film just like an hour's worth roughly of content or more? Maybe you're filming back to back or something and you forget to press record. Like, I'm not used to what this camera looks like when it's recording versus not, because I haven't recorded enough with it. This is like the third time I used it, and the other times I used it, I wasn't as obsessive about it because I didn't have all of these things to balance with audio and light. I had no control over those things. And that light, by the way, is insane. Should I put it at max at the end just so you guys can see what it looks like? No, we won't sacrifice the quality of this. Maybe one of these days I'll show you guys, but not the first episode. I need to like tune in everything and stuff. But like, oh, that, y'all, I'm like, do you see that chip? That's the airplane mode. It's letting me know it's on airplane mode. Which, yes, you can put your cameras on airplane mode. But there are chips. I guess maybe you're not seeing it, but like, I think scrubbing the walls basically is where this all came from. I think scrubbing the walls would just, I don't know, like it might look shinier, it might look nicer. I don't know. Worst case scenario, if I repaint it, I mean, it's clean, you know? But I don't know the best way to scrub the walls. I mean, I know like a mop, but like my mop isn't really, it'll drip like all over the carpet, and I don't know. Like I probably could, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. But because I'm definitely not buying a gadget right now. And again, I could use like just like a rag, but there's like high voltage ceilings in parts of it, so like, yeah, a mop makes more sense. The mop isn't even tall enough for the high voltage ceilings, quite honestly. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a week for sure, guys. It has definitely been a week. I've been getting better with my groove with work again. I don't know if it's because the antidepressants or just experience or what, but at the same time, I've been making a lot of mistakes at work because I once again have all of these responsibilities, because we lost our dispatcher. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm getting the hang of it again. I'm pretty good at adapting. So we're doing our best, but it's definitely been a week, chat. It's definitely been a week. We've gotten a lot done. We've got this setup that I'm super happy with. Again, I would just love to show you guys how bright the thing is. So bright that I have like, it's like a 2-stop like film. I don't know the proper term for it, but it's like a sheet, like a circle that you put on the softbox, and it's 2 stops, so it's like supposed to stop what I assume is like 2 levels of light. I don't know all of that well yet, but it's the strongest one it came with, and it seems like it's pretty solid. You can't see your hand through it, and even when it's at 100%, like looking at a photo of it at 100% kind of like hurt my eyes. Like, that's insane. But it's an insane like softbox. But the light too, what is that light? If you like concentrate it with the light like lamp it comes with, you'd probably go blind. Genuinely, it's literally probably like looking at the sun, maybe worse because it's closer. But anyway, yeah, what I was gonna say is I had to set custom settings for the audio because I'm so loud that like I don't know what it is, but like usually apparently like you start at like 5 and you just have to adapt it a little bit, but like I set it at 5 and it was just, what's it called, it was clipping so badly, which is just means basically it's like because it's just like so loud, like it's like making like no like audio like digital noise. That's what it is, because it's just so thrown off, I guess. It's so sensitive and you're talking so loudly or whatever to it. Whoa, I can fully raise my legs under these. Normally with like tables and stuff you can't do that. That's crazy. Anyway, and so I adjusted it down to 3. Still too loud, still clipping. I have to have it set at 1.5 out of 10. So like super like not sensitive, and then it finally is acceptable. It's actually insane. Lately I've been eating food and being so paranoid about it. Like I just ate a buffalo dip from the Super Bowl, which sounds bad because the Super Bowl was weeks ago, but I froze it in time, so I at least have one more day of it being safe. And I'm just like, my body's like it smells fine, it looks fine. I'm so famous, everyone's calling me. No, but it smells fine, it looks fine, but in my mind I'm like, what if I don't know. I bought more chicken to make more of it. You know, I'm kind of becoming a fiend for buffalo dip. It's like it's actually a really good dish, you guys, and the protein goes crazy because it's just chicken. It's just chicken and cream cheese basically with some flavoring, and it's fantastic. I would recommend. But anyway, yeah, it's been a busy week, but I'm gonna get started with cleaning and find out what I'm being called about, because something significant might be occurring. Probably not, but I don't know. Last time I got a ton of calls and I wasn't aware that they came through, but still, last time I got a ton of calls, my brother was dead, so just in case, it's not that. Obviously he already died, but like, no, but I'm gonna see what those calls are about. Thank you all so much for listening. Let me know what you thought of the mic quality, the video quality, all of that. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Leave some feedback. Should I paint the wall a different color? Should I get wallpaper? Should I just paint it what it is right now and just fix the like chipped spots or whatever? If you have something good to scrub walls with, give me a suggestion. But especially for high vaulted ceilings. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. I love you all, and I will see you guys next week in the next episode. And do not forget about that drunk podcast, you guys. We are so close to it. Bye guys, I love you. Oh, also, if you enjoyed this week's episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, a 10 stars, 5 stars, whatever the highest rating is on the platform you're listening to. It really helps me so much, like significantly. It means so much. Like on Spotify, 5 stars right now is the current highest, I think. But if I'm wrong, please give me the highest rating. It really helps me so much. If you share it with a friend, all of that stuff, it would mean the world to me being able to do this full time. I love you all. Thank you so much for listening. Let's go find out what I'm being called about. And I'll tell you all next week if it's interesting, but it's probably not. It's probably just like, do you have carrots? Like genuinely probably something like that. So yeah, bye guys. Love you.